Hello everyone and welcome back to the Perfect French with Dylane. Today we are going to learn everything about le futur simple. So if you want the translation in English, the simple future, the important word here is simple, simple. It's actually very easy to use beside a few exceptions, but you know, it's French, there's no French without exception. So in English this is the equivalent of your will. I have to say, it's way easier in English, but this is a very useful tense, so you really have to know it. This is also very different than the futur proche that we saw before. If you want to look at this one, I will link the video in the description box. So the futur proche is when you say I'm going to do something. It's the verb aller, to go, plus the infinitive of the verb, which is very easy. So in this case, this is not that. We have the regular French conjugation with the radical terminaisons, so the stem and then the ending. This lesson is going to be divided in 8 different categories. First, we are going to see les terminaisons, the endings. Then we are going to see the verb manger, to eat, that's for the first group. Then we are going to see finir, to finish, that's for the second group. And for the third group, we are going to use prendre, to take. Then we have the irregular that we use all the time. It's être, to be, avoir, to have, and aller, to go. We are also going to finish by a few sentences. I just didn't have enough space to put it all, so it's right here. And finally, don't forget that you can get the PDF for this lesson. The link is going to be in the description box. I changed things a bit for that. It used to be available on my website. Now it's going to be sent right away in your mailbox. It's just easier for me to organize. And you can also get the free ebook about conjugation, where you have all the tenses and all the mood that you need to learn French. So let's start with les terminaisons, the ending. First, we are going to review the pronoun very quickly. So we have je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, il, elle. And then the terminaisons are AI, which is pronounced E, AS, which is pronounced A, then A, ONS, which is on, EZ, E, and then ONT, which is on as well. So the very simple thing about futur simple is that we are going to keep the infinitive. So we don't have that cut that we have to do for the tenses, when we have to remove the ending, etc. Here we have to keep it, so we keep the whole verb, especially for the first group and the second group, so the verb ending in ER and the verb ending in IR. That's the two first ones that we're going to see. After that, it changes a bit, but for the two there, it's going to be like that. So it's going to be infinitive, terminaison. And it's also the most common verbs, so very lucky on that. So if we look at manger, to eat, manger is a verb of the first group, it ends in ER. So we already know the pronoun subjects, I'm not going to repeat them. We know the terminaison, and then what we have to do is we have to put the infinitive in the middle. So we keep manger intact, and then all we have to do is put them together. So now let's look at the pronunciation. Je mangerai. Mangerai. So we don't say manger because it's not the end of the word, but the E that's ER becomes eurai. Eurai. Je mangerai, tu mangeras, il mangera, elle mangera, on mangera, nous mangerons, vous mangerez, ils mangeront, elles mangeront. Pretty easy, isn't it? Now we can see the second one, which is finir, to finish. So it's a verb of the second group. So once again, we have the pronoun subject, we have the terminaisons, which are always the same, and then we just need to add the infinitive in the middle. And if we put them together, we have je finirai, tu finiras, il finira, elle finira, on finira, nous finirons, vous finirez, ils finiront, elles finiront. So that was for the second group of verb, which is when the verb ending er. Now we can have a look at the third group of verbs. I only take one. There's way more than that. They don't end all the same way, so they are going to have different conjugation. If you want to check them out, it's going to be in my book, in my free ebook, so you just need to download it. I haven't done all of them today because otherwise this video will be very long. But I think the verb ending in re are very interesting because we have a lot. So we have prendre, we have mettre, etc. So it's a very common verb. When it ends with dre or with re, the only thing that you have to do is to remove the e from the infinitive. So instead of prendre e, we have only prendre. And then we add the ending. It's not that complicated. So we have je prendrai, tu prendras, il prendra, elle prendra, on prendra, nous prendrons, vous prendrez, ils prendront, elles prendront. Easy peasy. I don't know why I said that. Now on to the irregular one. So like I said, I only chose 3, the one that we use the most. So we have the first one is être, to be. So I will be, blah blah blah. So we have with pronoun subject, we know them. Terminaisons, they don't change. And then for this one, the stem, the radical that we are going to use is ser. Sœur, sœur. Let's see them with the ending together. So we have je serai, tu seras, il sera, elle sera, on sera, nous serons, vous serez, ils seront, elles seront. Now the second irregular one is avoir, will have. So for this one, the stem, the radical is going to be AUR, AUR, which is pronounced or, or. So it's a soft O. O, it's not an O, it's an O. Or. So if we put them together, we have j'aurai, tu auras, il aura, on aura, link, n'aura, nous aurons, link as well, vous aurez, ils auront, elles auront. If you want to practice your links and pronunciation, I just made a video last Thursday, reading practice, French reading practice. So if you want to check it out, it's going to be in the description box as well. And finally, the last verb that we have for today, before looking at some sentences, is aller. Aller, will go. Aller is also a very irregular one because the stem, the radical, is going to be ir, ir, ir. So with the ending, it's j'irai, tu iras, il ira, elle ira, on ira, nous irons, vous irez, ils iront, elles iront. So like I said, we have a lot of irregular as well, but I was not going to put all of them. I just put the 3 that we use the most. Now the sentences, we're going to see a few. The first one, j'irai au magasin après le travail. J'irai au magasin après le travail. I will go to the store after work. Second one, Nous prendrons le train demain matin. Nous prendrons le train demain matin. We will take the train tomorrow morning. Ils mangeront avant de partir. Ils mangeront avant de partir. They will eat before leaving. Tu finiras ce projet le week-end prochain. Tu finiras ce projet le week-end prochain. You will finish this project next weekend. And the last one, j'aurai 35 ans en 2022. J'aurai 35 ans en 2022. I will turn 35 in 2022. I'm gonna ask you in the comment section what's gonna happen for you in 2022. So you can try to make a sentence with the futur simple. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, it really helped me. Leave me a comment if you have a question. I try to answer all of them every day, and I will see you soon for another lesson.